Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I want to share a small update about the fats I used in the meal plan for my video, How to Clear Acne with Diet, backed by 15 months of testing, which I shared about 4 months ago. Now in the original video, I mentioned using refined sunflower seed oil and butter for cooking, but since then I've completely removed sunflower seed oil from my diet. The main reason is that I became more concerned about oxidized fats and how consistently they showed up alongside my breakouts. Now, sunflower seed oil is very high in polyunsaturated fats, and these fats oxidize very easily, especially when exposed to heat or stored for long periods of time. And the reality is that a lot of these oils sit in storage for months, sometimes even years, in warehouses, supermarkets, and at different resellers. And that's not something we really have control over as consumers. So I just removed it completely. At the same time, I didn't want to rely only on butter, so I looked for a cooking fat I could use every single day without overthinking it. So I looked around and I ended up with macadamia oil. At first, I honestly didn't even realize that you could cook with it. And I only knew it from skincare, even though I always liked macadamia nuts. Cooking with the oil just wasn't something I had really thought about before. But I bought it, started using it, and it turned out to be superior for me in every way. The taste is very mild and slightly nutty and also a bit buttery, just like the nut itself. And compared to olive or avocado oil, it doesn't overpower food. Sure, there are situations where avocado or olive oil can taste nice, but when I'm making something like scrambled eggs, I want the eggs to still taste like eggs. So I would rather keep the olive and avocado separate and not have the flavor taken over my dish. On top of that, macadamia oil is also very shelf stable. And that's mainly because it is very low in polyunsaturated fats. In fact, among liquid cooking oils, it doesn't really get any lower than that. This is important because it makes the oil much less prone to oxidation, which in turn reduces the burden on the body. So it is easy to store and it works really well for cooking in a pan or wok, because it's also very heat stable. Now just to be clear here, I'm talking about normal pan cooking, like frying eggs or steak, not deep frying, because it handles heat up to around 200 degrees Celsius, which is more than enough for everyday cooking. But it's not meant for deep frying. The only downside I really see is that it can be harder to find and a bit more expensive. But you don't need much of it, and when you consider the health benefits, it's really worth it and can pay off for your skin and overall health over time. Now that being said, I still use butter, for example on boiled potatoes or vegetables, and I usually add it after cooking as a topping, just like I mentioned in the original video. But it's not my main cooking fat anymore, except for eggs sometimes, because butter still gives the best taste there. And honestly, some days I just really crave it. Nothing beats a couple of scrambled eggs made with a bit of butter and a couple of slices of sourdough bread in the morning. For me, that's still the most satisfying breakfast. So that's really the only change I wanted to share, and everything else in the meal plan stayed the same. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!